Some exciting news today. So Finland had its election, and yeah, congratulations, Finland. We've learned white people aren't racist just because they're conservative. Yay! So I don't know much about Finnish politics. I barely started getting into the game of politics after Jon Stewart retired. I only kind of learned through him in the beginning, so I learned a very biased, skewed one side of politics, which was at least entertaining. And I always thought, oh, it was just fake news. They always called it fake news. What was it, the best in fake news they used to call it, or whatever it was? But that seemed to be all the news I got. So nowadays, things like this, I didn't catch this in the media at all. I don't read a lot of Finnish media stuff, but I do get advertisements. I do see things pop up. I see advertisements around the city normally advocating for things like immigrants getting more right to lawyers and stuff like this, which sounds just, when you come from Jon Stewart land in California, you feel like, of course, oh man, why wouldn't you want to pay for lawyer services for people that need it? And then you realize it doesn't change the outcome of how many people they let into the country. It just maybe decides which of the 1% they let in. Now remember, it's going to be really ridiculous if anybody wants to sit there and make the point that Finns are racist, they're not accepting of immigrants or anything like this. Because we have the highest amount of immigrants per person here. So for anybody to say Finland's anti-immigrant, that's crazy. And we just voted conservative. That doesn't necessarily mean it's anti-immigrant. We're going to see what comes next. But Social Democrats won. So if you think deportations are starting tomorrow, I'm sure even the criminals that I've met on other teams and stuff like that are still going to be in the country, and they will not change the world like this. Now, I do want to say, damn you conservatives, because you guys made all our girlfriends cry, basically, because many of my friends, we all had the same story. We came home and said, oh, did you see this thing about the election? And didn't hear the news talking about that. It made it sound like there was only 10% of people going to vote to the right. Well, that was off. It was almost 50% of the people here. So it's time to stop hating 50% of the people. I'm just thinking that's the way to do it, because I used to think everybody in the Midwest was just stupid that believed in Bush. And there's lots of reasons I could argue that for. But then I just realized one thing I don't want to do is make enemies with half of the country, or to think of them that like, well, I can't learn anything from them because they're different than me. Just because they use small differences like the word y'all. That's enough to throw off a Californian and upset us. So, interesting to see if will anybody be able to call conservatives racist anymore? Probably not in Finland. It's half the people that voted. And I don't see the deportations. I haven't seen any trains with any immigrants yet. I still think they're going to be allowed to protest. I still think we have everybody here. I think they're going to allow people to work. If you have some kind of work exception, I think I don't even know what the policies are of these people, to be honest, so I shouldn't go into it. But I know we were 0.2% away from having somebody that they consider a hate speech guy. I'm really skeptical about labels put on by government stuff anymore, because wouldn't Count Dankula fall under the exact same category? And I don't exactly consider him a threat to Jewish lives or something like that. Maybe he is. Please educate me. I need to know more about Finnish politics, because I'm a Finn that grew up in the US. I don't know much about what you guys believe. Now, here's the thing. I have noticed that a lot of the arguments are similar to what we have in the US, so they're terrible. Like the Green Party type of stuff. If it's just about cleaning up the environment, I don't believe you guys are serious about it. Because why not just fully ban all gasoline engines on boats coming into the harbor and on our roads? Why not make green cities? Why? Because profit. I have a feeling profit. You guys take money from the gasoline industries because you pretend you want to clean up the planet to worry about the 1 degrees in temperature we're gaining per year, but we want to phase things out over 50 years and just put taxes. I have a feeling it will be a tax on the gasoline consumer. I just have a feeling. So I don't think that it's not an issue, but I think anything coming from the California think tank is normally completely garbage when you look at it. they really made it seem like there's zero reasons to frack. And it made sense to me. I'm like, why would you want to poison the wells and make people's water gross and destroy the environment? That sounds literally like the worst thing in the world. Or you could allow Saudi Arabia to hold a knife to your throat and you could pay huge amounts of tax on gasoline, kind of like how in Finland we do. How about Finland? We just get off of gasoline. Let's go all electric. If that's extreme, then we calm down and we fall back in line with whatever the US wants us to do. Shouldn't rock the boat too much. But if we want some autonomy, I think that's okay. We do behave well. But so many lies from the media here. I never once thought 50% of the population could get close to voting for a conservative thing here. Because it just, all the state-run media, it's kind of like in the US, I've kind of learned, it's very biased. They're not going to have a lot of differing opinions. I'm sure they don't have too many people that are anti-climate change. Like, am I anti-climate change? Am I a climate change denier? No, I just think that the plans that you're going to put in place aren't going to be benefiting the planet, and they're going to be benefiting one group of people. It won't benefit my group of people, which is okay. Lots of systems are like that. But how many times do you want every system, the caste system, to be falling on me? So in the US, I don't know how it is here, but we have a caste system in the medical system, the dental system, the law system. You don't need to say anything more than Jussie Smollett. In Finland, you have the same thing with dental fillings. The poor, they have to get metal fillings, which are, whether or not they're poisonous or whatever, they're 50% mercury or something. And it costs only $20 to pay for the white ones. And to have that different class thing, you can see metal fillings in the front, very bright and aware that you couldn't afford the 20 euros to make it to normal status citizen in Finland. And a lot of people don't even know about this. But why does that exist? Why don't we fund that extra $20 cost and get it out of them again somehow? We figure out somehow. But you make a class of people that might not be able to get out of it by keeping them with these types of things. In the law system, I can't even afford to lose a lawsuit. So if anybody sues me for slandering them, I'm going to jail, I guess, because I can't even afford to pay attention. No, I can't afford to pay their fees if I lose the court case. So I sweat quick, so this isn't a good idea. And I hate fashion, by the way. I hate fashion. Like, some of this stuff is cool, but if it's given to me, I like it, but I'm not going to go out of my way. So we have the class system in many ways here, and I'm hoping that whatever politician you have here starts to get rid of the class system. Not for me. I'm able to succeed on merit enough. I like that. And I guess I'm okay with men being more stoic and having to deal with more crap. But stop charging the elderly. I want to reinstate all the money you took from the elderly. And where would you get that from? I would take it from only the companies that are that have done fraud in the last 10 years. How about that? No, nothing tiny, but like if there's a bank that's been debiting people's accounts, that might be a good place to start with a small 1% tax. But so, you know, the healthcare stuff here, you can't get access to rehab. You can get the surgeries, but you can't get the rehabs. So there's tiered service. Then I have lots of other, I could go on for hours about the differences in the US and the Scandinavian systems. But anyway, it's an exciting day for Finland because now you can be as conservative as you want to be. I still think I'm somewhere towards the middle. I'm just stopping believing a lot of the shit I hear from the left. That's just fact. And go figure. I probably don't believe a lot of the shit I see on the Daily Show nowadays. Go figure. But it's only because you guys lied to me for so long. So I'm not upset about it. You got me into politics. Now I'm interested barely. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't know about the politicians' views yesterday. I don't have access to the types of newspapers and things to be able to learn about them. I mean, yes, you can go online and learn basic facts about them. But again, it's a tiered knowledge system. which we definitely have here as well. You know, we use the same PubMed and stuff online that I have to pay $90 to read something, but a doctor doesn't. And even when doctors have the access to, do they do it? I wish they would. But yeah, good job, Finland. You've made your point that, wow, they really probably won't be able to ignore the conservative side much longer. But let's just hope everybody doesn't make it a us versus them only. Finnish people are the most accepting people of anybody. We have the most refugees of any place on the planet. And name the places that Finns can go. Because if I'm wrong there, then I could adjust myself. But I feel like, no, you would not take any of these white people into your country and allow them all this access. I mean, we want people that, even if they're criminals here, we treat them very fairly. And I don't mean I know people that I've played with that have committed crimes here, are felony crimes, and they'll be slowly processed to be out. One way or the other. We do more harm to our country with sugar, alcohol, and I'm not saying we need to get 100% rid of that. But kids suffer every day from that stuff, so I'm not so interested in what the political stuff is telling us we need to be afraid of. I know what harmed me as a kid, and I know what's still a threat of my life, what will probably has taken years off of my life, and it's not immigrants. So